Hi everyone, I'm Jack Griffin.
Today I want to show you the amazing display the umpires use to determine penalties during the racing. We're going to watch a penalty situation on video, and then we'll go into the umpire's booth and look at their display and see the tools that they have to determine penalties during the racing. Let's watch the action. All the race boats are going between the two mark boats, and now we'll see their tactics. Here we can see that Team New Zealand is heading for the left-hand mark boat to round it. Most likely, they think they'll have better wind on the left side of the course when they head back upwind. The two Oracle racing boats are headed for the right-hand mark, probably because they expect better wind on that side. Look how the first Oracle boat, skippered by Russell Coutts, is already at the 3 boat-length zone around the mark boat, and Jimmy Spithill's boat appears to be clear astern with no overlap. That means Coutts has priority rounding the mark, and Spithill has no rights to try and go inside. But the sailors have to judge the zone and the overlap. Those circles can only be seen on the video. Let's watch what happens. Spithill has squeezed inside. In the next sequence, you'll see from the onboard camera on Coutts' boat that Spithill is inside. Coutts asks for a penalty against Spithill and gets it. Now you can see the results of those tactical decisions. Spithill has a penalty and Team New Zealand has a large separation from the two Oracle racing boats, so any differences in the wind strength and angle on either side of the course will be amplified. Okay, that's what it looks like for the television viewer. Now let's take a look at what it looks like from inside the umpire booth on land. The umpires have an amazing display to determine penalties, and it's fed with real-time instantaneous data from the incredible live line technology that was used to paint those lines and circles on the water in the TV image. Let's see, what do the umpires have on their display? Well, obviously they have the race boats. Here's Team New Zealand and Oracle Racing 5 with Russell Coutts. Right now they're both on starboard, and Jimmy Spithill's Oracle Racing 4 shown on port. The boats will actually change color when they tack or jibe, and these lines off the stern of the boat let the umpires see whether or not there's an overlap when the first boat gets to the zone. There are also vectors off of the bow of each boat to show the boat's speed and direction. And here's an interesting thing. Remember we were talking about tactics? Let's take a look at the wind speed, 19.8 knots, and direction, 312 degrees. Remember those numbers. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at that same scene, but from the umpire's point of view. The boats are heading between the two mark boats. Coutts has just jibed onto port, so his boat has turned red. Team New Zealand is just about to enter the zone around the left-hand mark boat, and when they do, the circle will turn red to show that a boat has entered the zone. There we go, it's turned red, the red on the other side, and look, you can see clearly that Spithill had no overlap when Coutts entered the zone. Remember, with Rule 18 in the America's Cup version of the racing rules of sailing, when the first boat enters the zone, if there's no overlap, the inside boat has no rights to mark room. But the sailors don't have all this data. They've got to be thinking on their feet, and they have to judge who's in the zone and whether or not there's an overlap in real time on the water without all these cool graphics. Let's watch the rest of the action. Here we go with Coutts trying to make his rounding, but having to swing wider than he wanted to because Spithill is jammed inside. Coutts asks for a penalty and gets it. Okay, there's one more thing I want you to look at. Remember the tactical decision about which way there might be better wind on the left or right side of the course? Well, look what the wind has done. It's shifted 4 degrees to the left, and it's picked up in speed by about 1.5 knots. At this moment, it looks like Team New Zealand made the better tactical choice. Thanks for your attention. Remember, if you've got questions, come to cupexperience.com and ask Jack. I may not know all the answers, but I know people who do.